Let's take a trip down to Norfolk, where they're going to be on TV tonight with the Orioles off. You can watch the Tides on Masson taking on the Worcester Red Sox.
Cool.
We've had the chance to get to know this guy since he was drafted by the Orioles a couple years ago. It's funny because we said Jackie Bradley Jr. is coming up later, but he is also a man who has a flair for the dramatic and can make a play or two that will make you say, holy S. And he's really gotten the bat going recently, too. He's Enrique Bradfield Jr., and he is back with us now here on GCR. Enrique, it's Glenn. Kirk McEwen's in studio with me today. Thank you for taking the time for us, as always, man.
No problem. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Everything is good, brother. How things going for you?
Everything's good here.
I love that, man.
Just making my way.
Dude, look, you have had to deal with people asking questions about, is Enrique going to be able to hit the way that we want him to? You've dealt with that for years. How have you handled that? How have you handled the frustrations, what the expectations that you have for yourself, and how good does it feel when you have a stretch like you've had for these last couple of months where you're showing everybody, yeah, by the way, I can do this pretty well too?
I mean, to be honest, it's not a lot of frustration when it comes to dealing with what people say. It's all outside opinion, and to be honest, it doesn't mean much. It's just people on Twitter typing away. That it really doesn't matter to me at all. I'm just focused on trying to get better day in and day out, and that's just what this game is about. It's never just a linear process of getting better. You're gonna have to deal with the ups and the downs, and a lot of the times the struggle is what really shows the biggest progress and growth, and that's kind of where I've just been ingrained in the process of going in every day and working to get better. Hey, you have these components of things that you want to work on and that you need to work on, but you also have your strengths, so you try and focus on dominating your strengths while getting better at your weaknesses day in and day out.
Hey, your speed is elite, brother. They're talking about you as the fastest Oriole ever, and that goes back a long way. Are you familiar with Chandler Simpson? I believe you are. And that guy, his game to me is what your game kind of looks like. I mean, you get on and create havoc on the base pass. And I mean, I think you were on the trajectory to join the big club last year. You think maybe this September we might see you? I mean, I asked a couple things in there.
I'll be ready.
Yeah,
I'll be ready. Obviously, it's not up to me. I'm just working to make sure that I put myself in the best position to be able to help this club in the way that they need whenever they decide that they need me. Obviously, it's not up to me, so I can control what I can control, and that's just going out there and just getting better and trying to learn as much as I can. I think the people that the problem in today's game is that everybody's so infatuated with a lot of the younger guys coming up, because there are great young talented players. Obviously, a guy like Max Clark is going up today to make his debut, and he deserves it. He's played amazing throughout the minors, but it's Aaron Judge played his first handful of games in the big leagues at 24, and it's funny just because his first full season was at 25, and it's like just because somebody hasn't made it at 22, 23, then people start calling them bust, and that's not how this game works. The prime of this game is at anywhere from 25 to 28, 29, 30. And that's when you see guys really develop into being the best version of themselves. So I'm just really focused on continuing to hone in my craft and work every day, because I know I have what it takes, and there's no doubt in my mind that I can hit and be an above average major league hitter. I'm showing it already down here. I'm making my way. I'm working, and the past couple months has been good. Obviously, I dealt with a minor hand injury that held me back early in the year, but since I've been back, it's been the numbers show how I've been playing.
There's no doubt.
And I'm just really excited to be able to continue to get better every day and have that opportunity to prove it.
Enrique Bradfield Jr. is with us. There's a couple things that you said in there that I wanted to follow up on, Enrique. The first being, like, what we've seen recently, is that just the result of finally being healthy for a while? Is there Is there something else that maybe you adjusted in your approach at the plate that's paying off, or conversations that you've had? Like, or is it just, hey, man, this was always there. I just needed to be healthy for a little while in order to get those results?
I think it's a combination of a few things. Obviously, being healthy is a huge part of one, and just being able to be out there every day and get the reps. I'm playing 5-6 games a week, and that's a huge help to being able to feel more comfortable and just continue to grind through a long season and get better. But at the same time, too, there has been a lot of work behind the scenes in the cages from a mechanical standpoint that have allowed me to have the success that I'm having.
That's cool.
You can have a really good approach in the box, and you can be a good hitter, but sometimes if your mechanics if you're not moving correctly, you're not going to give yourself the biggest chance for success. And in today's world where guys are throwing 98 to 100 and changeups are 92, 93, which we've been seeing a lot of these past few nights against Worcester, you need the ability to be able to match swing planes and catch up to different speeds. So having a clean move and moving efficiently is something that you really need at this level to have the success. And we've done a lot of work stabilizing my lower half, and that's been a game changer for me.
That's great.
That's been probably the biggest thing that mechanically has been different. I'm staying on my backside a lot better. I'm staying in my back hits. I'm staying in strong hitterish positions. You know, you watch the greats hits, and there's a lot of people that I've looked at, and I'm finally understanding and learning, hey, these are strong positions for hitters. So I can sit there and watch a game in person, and I'm looking at the hitters that are coming up from the other team. What do I like about his swing? What do I like about this guy's swing? Some of my own teammates, and then games that I watch on TV. So honestly, it's been great working with Rick Strickland this year. He's our hitting coach here in Norfolk. He's a genius. He's a really smart guy, but he's taught me so much about being able to use my eyes and just being able to read different things, and that's helped me in my own game.
What about your stance, Enrique? Are you still basically starting out facing the pitcher, or has that changed a little bit?
No, that's changed. Honestly, that was something that we just threw out there and say, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just scrap it. It was the fall league. It was some extra ABs. That's the point where if I'm going to try something or work on something, it's going to be that. Mm-hmm. But no, we've scrapped it. I've gone back to a more traditional stance, and it's allowed me to really get into good positions. I was trying to see if maybe I could get my eyes on a ball in a different way. I felt like at some points with my move, I wasn't using both my eyes. And so we figured out some middle ground to be able to get that feeling that I was using both my eyes from a traditional stance and just kind of a straight up stance. So that's kind of where I've been working out of.
How's your bunting? It seems to be a lost art, and with a guy with the type of speed you have, if you lay a bunt down, people are going to be on the grass. You're going to really throw off an infield. So I'm wondering if that's something that is in your toolbox and strong.
That's something that I work on a lot. We get a lot of work on that down here in the games. I'm looking for the spots to try. You know, the tough.
Does everyone crash? Does everyone crash because they know they have that? You have that like type of speed. Is that something that already happens at that level?
Yeah, for the most part, you know, there's obviously the game situations that dictate, hey, the whole stadium knows this guy's going to lay down a bunt, because that's my job. If there's first and second on, nobody out, we're down a run, yeah. we need a run to push across. In the big leagues, that's going to be my job every day when I'm in there and I have the opportunity. And it's like I need to be able to hammer those things down. So we work on it a lot. I've been working on it, and the base hits, it's all about placement. So I just try and pick my spots. At this point, I'm catching nobody by surprise if I do it. So therefore, I just need to make sure I put it down in a good spot, and then I can get out from there.
Can I ask you, because the way that you talked about like patience really jumped out at me, man. Like it's so easy for a lot of guys to get frustrated and to say, I was a first-round pick. I should be there right now. Was that something, I remember the conversation we had with you and your dad when you got drafted, and obviously he was a ball player. And, did you always have that, mentality of nothing needs to be sped up, I just need to do my job? Did you have to learn that going through this a little bit? Where does that come from that you're able to have that type of clarity and patience the way you do?
I think I've always had it to a degree. Now, has it got better as I've learned and I've got a little bit older? For sure. I've definitely grown in that sense. I feel like it's something that I've always kind of kept with me, the patience. And it's something that was taught to me by my parents. When I was 11 years old, I was a bench warmer on my travel ball team. I barely played. I pinch ran and played defense, and that was my job. And then, I started to get a little bit older. I grew a little bit more, and I started coming into my own. But I just remember having that type of role and being that type of player, and then growing into a player that started playing every day, playing on his high school team, then ended up going to Vanderbilt. And so it's been a long journey of experiences and a lot of great people that I've been around and coaches that have taught me, hey, patience, and you just keep working. You work until you get to where you want to be, and that's ultimately how you got to do it. Sometimes when you get down on yourself, that you're taken away, it's negative. You just want to stay as positive. This game is already as hard as it can be, and it's getting harder every day.
Yeah.
And you could go to low A tomorrow and watch 5 guys come in the game and be 98 to 100. And it's different things like that we're starting to see every day. And you're seeing that in college now. You're seeing that in high school baseball. It just seems like the game is growing so rapidly, and the game is getting so much better really quick. So you just got to stick with it. Some weeks you're going to have tough weeks, and you got to wear it on the face and continue to get better.
Hey, you can run like an antelope, Enrique. Were you ever pulled to play football or run track? Or, I mean, so many kids go a different direction than baseball, kids of color, but you stuck with it. Were you pulled by football at all?
They tried. They tried in high school. I would have needed to be a lot bigger than I am at any point, or right now even to be able to play football. My mom would have never let that happen. I think she likes knowing that her son has a brain and can function. And that's nothing against anybody who chooses to play football, but it's a rough sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
I respect that. All right. And speaking of rough sports, we need to know it's SummerSlam weekend. So, Cody, CM Punk, where you go with that? Who's winning? And Seth Roman, who you got in that one as well?
You guys reminded me. I mean, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to tune in
That's
at all.
fair. You do have some stuff going on. You do have some stuff going on.
All right. You said Punk and Rhodes?
And Cody, yeah.
Man, I would like CM Punk to win.
Okay. You think
should they?
This is the $1 million question. Should they turn Cody heel?
I don't know if you can.
I think he's just so beloved. Everybody loves him, right? Would they just cheer him anyway?
He has such a big impact on the kids that watch WWE, on the community. I don't know if you can afford to turn him heel.
I get it. And then what about Roman Seth?
Roman Seth, I love those guys. I think Seth does amazing work. I just don't know if you could take the title off Roman, especially with the bloodline being back.
Yeah,
now they're starting to really ramp up another version of the faction. So I don't think you can take the title off Roman this early. I feel like if you're gonna maybe a couple match build up, if you're gonna do that, see how things go.
The real question is, are you ever going to Obafemi strut your way out to home plate after being introduced?
Hey, I'd have to go on a crazy tear to be able to be that confident Obafemi strut to the plate.
Are you the only wrestling enthusiast in the locker room, or is there a group of you?
I think I'm probably the biggest one. I'm definitely the biggest one, and I'm probably the only guy in there. We have a couple staff members who watch occasionally, but not too many fans. I've actually been watching a lot of the older storylines on YouTube, like from 2005 to 2007. You know, you got guys like Kurt Angle.
Yeah. I
Mark
did
Henry
notice
was
I did
coming on the
notice that you've
scene.
gone Kurt Angle as the Instagram profile pic and Stone Cold as the Twitter profile pic.
Yeah, I'm not very active on Twitter. I don't have Twitter on my phone, so that my profile
It's
just
been
kind
there
of
for a
sits
while.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. I stay off Twitter. You know, you go on Twitter. I go on Twitter for laughs and to catch up with other things in the world, and baseball creeps on there. So, you know, I just want to get away from that. But I love watching older wrestling. Kurt Angle was a beast.
Yo.
He was a man.
That guy ruled.
His energy, the way he went out there. I've actually been watching some of his work in TNA that he did with the Main Event Mafia, and like it's just those different styles of personalities and storylines, that all that stuff intrigues me.
He once tried out for the Steelers, Kurt Angle. They actually brought him in for a tryout.
That's like,
so I asked him, I'm like, could you have gone up against Ray Lewis? He's like, no, that guy would have kicked my ass. Like, what are you talking about? You know who was a massive pro wrestling fan? So we got, like, this is actually perfect.
yeah.
A dude who legitimately once went to WWE Raw dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin, the great Adam Jones.
Wow.
So how
Adam
about
Jones.
the lineage of, like, Orioles
Center
center fielders that are also pro wrestling fans? I like the sounds of that a lot, man.
Maybe on an off day or in the off season in the future, you'll see me on Monday Night Raw.
I love that, bro. I love that. We got to make that happen,
That'd
man.
be great.
Give him a follow at Enrique Bradfield on Instagram is the way to follow him. And again, check out tonight on Masson, the Tides taking on Worcester, much like last night.
Have you guys talked about that in the locker room? And that's a pretty big thing to be, you know, on everybody can watch. When that doesn't happen very often for the Norfolk Tides.
Oh no, we haven't talked about that. For us, it's going to be like any other night. Yeah, we just want to go out there and take care of what we can take care of.
Respect.
If people tune in, great. We appreciate the support. If people don't tune in, great. We're still going to be out there.
He sounds like a pro wrestler. He sounds like he's cutting a promo already.
Tug your ear when you get on first base, so we know you're thinking about us, Enrique.
Maybe I've had some practice, some promo practice.
Oh,
That'd
man.
be great.
Enrique, it's awesome to see you kill it, man. You've always been great when you come on with us, dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait to the next conversation is talking to Baltimore Oriole Enrique Bradfield. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.